So it is my honor to invite to our stage today and to the conference Dr. Daveluy. Dr. Daveluy is actually a dermatologist out of Wayne State University in Detroit, which is where the foundation is located. So he traveled a nice long way to be here with us to participate in the conference. This part of the conference is designed for addressing kind of that back end of living with chronic skin disease, lymphoma, these kinds of the stress level that we end up living with, and the burden of having it kind of just be this weight that's chronic and lifelong. So we have heard fabulous things. Dr. Daveluy is an incredible part of the community, not just the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation, but donates a lot of his time to skin diseases across the board. And so it's my honor to introduce Dr. Daveluy to you and open up the session to Laugh Yoga.
Thank you. And I couldn't be happier to be here. I love the foundation. I'm a big person who's very patient-oriented with everything I try to do, and so that's where I just fell in love with the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation for being so patient-centric and really dealing with these sorts of things that are sort of living with a chronic skin disease. So we're going to talk about laughter yoga. We'll run through a little bit about lymphoma and quality of life. We've kind of heard some of that stuff already today, which is fantastic. And then we'll talk about some of the benefits of laughter for the mind and the body, and the evidence. There's actually studies that show how healthy laughter can be for you. And then we'll do the best part is we'll actually get to practice laughter yoga. So for the slide part, you can just stay where you are. When it comes to the laughter part, we might cluster up a little because, as I'll talk about, eye contact is a big part of it. So you heard a little earlier about how the Cutaneous Lymphoma Foundation does awesome patient surveys. And for a disease as rare as cutaneous lymphoma, you can see 630 patients answered this survey, which is incredible. And as you heard earlier, you can contribute to the surveys in the future, share them with people that you know who have cutaneous lymphoma, because it's really important that we have this information and we're armed with it. And you can see lymphoma impacts your life. You can see in the bottom, like brownish color, there's all the symptoms, the redness, the flaking or scaling, the itching, changing your choice of clothing based on your disease. And then the blue kind of middle box is the emotional symptoms, the depression, frustration, shame, embarrassment, feeling unattractive. And then the green box is all the things it interferes with, from job or school, family, daily living, getting out of bed, even your sex life. So we know that skin disease has an impact on people, and everybody who's a patient or a caregiver here is like, well, duh, but it's important we do these studies because we have to prove this to the insurance companies and to the lawmakers. When they go, well, it's just a rash, we go, no, here's how it impacts people's lives and changes their daily life. And you heard a little bit about quality of life earlier, so that's one of the things we love to measure in dermatology because it's really important to know how a disease impacts you. And we see some of those same themes. In these studies, they looked at a bunch of people and gave them a quality of life survey to say, how are you doing? And they looked for things that were sort of signals. And so they found people generally had a worse quality of life if they were female gender, if they had Sézary syndrome or late stage, more advanced mycosis fungoides, and if they suffered from hair loss as part of their disease. And then I put a little asterisk. They do this fancy statistical thing where they say, well, is this really by itself a factor that affects your quality of life, or is it part of the picture? And so the hair loss and the female gender were by themselves impacted the quality of life more. And then the lighter blue box is all the factors that went into the quality of life, from the burning and stinging, the itch, which we've heard a lot about from both patients and people on the stage today, irritation, depression, shame, some of those same things that we see coming up as issues that really impact the quality of life. And then this was another study that looked at what affects your mental health about your disease. And so I put in this nice little video from I Love Lucy, because this is kind of how it feels when you get a diagnosis of cutaneous lymphoma, and it's a whole bunch of confusing stuff. You're completely not ready for it and unequipped. You're trying your best and you're just doing whatever you can. So the things that really impacted people's mental health was a delay in diagnosis, the uncertainty of the diagnosis. Is it going to get worse? Is it going to stay the same? Am I going to have more problems down the line? You're telling me this is cancer? What does that mean for me? The shock and the stress when you get the diagnosis. Like I said, the cancer is this very scary word. Maybe you've known people who had cancer and seen what they went through. And then the symptoms, the itch, the pain, the disturbance of your sleep, and then the embarrassment, the insecurity. And sometimes it leads to patients avoiding social activities. Maybe you don't feel like going out. Maybe you're going to avoid things like going to the beach, going to a pool party, because then people will see your disease. It might impact what you wear to a wedding. I have this great, cute dress, but it shows my shoulders, and right now my shoulders have visible skin lesions, so now I need to change what I'm doing. And impacting work, school, hobbies. Basically, it can kind of reach in and touch any part of your life. So the positive thing about this talk, that's why this kind of thing is important, but the positive thing is mind-body medicine, which is the concept that something happens, that's the stimulus, and you have emotions and or thoughts about it. It triggers something for you. And if you go the top route, you have an adaptive response, a good response. You relax, it's not the end of the world, I'll get through this, I'll be okay. But the bottom sometimes happens where you have a bad response to it, and you get stressed out, and you start catastrophizing where it seems like a catastrophe, and you say, oh my gosh, I'll never have fun again, I'm never gonna be able to do what I wanna do again, and you get into that sort of horrible emotions spiral. That feeds back into more negative emotions, that feeds back into that spiral, and you just kind of get stuck in this loop of, I'm stressed out, this is horrible, nothing's good, I hate everything. And that's what we really want to try to use mind-body techniques to get away from that, to escape that harmful cycle. And the cool thing about mind-body techniques is they pretty much work for everybody. So a lot of treatments for our diseases, you go into it optimistic, I hope this is going to work well for me, and you see how well it works. But these are things that can kind of work for pretty much everybody and can help you no matter what. So it's independent of how your disease is doing, you can still sort of moderate how your brain is reacting to it. So that takes us to something called facial feedback theory. So I think everybody knows if you feel happy, you smile. But what's interesting is we've learned that if you smile, you'll feel happy. So your brain can tell your muscles, we're happy, smile so people know that we're happy. But if you smile even when you're not happy, it sends a signal to your brain that says, we're happy, the muscles are smiling. So that's one of the things that we can take advantage of, is that our physical body can actually impact our brain and change our mood. And I always tell a funny story that I taught my husband this, and sometimes he'll get frustrated, and I will say, just fake smile, it will make you happy. And he does a very creepy, horrific, fake smile, but it does cheer him up a little bit and breaks that little cycle of the bad emotion. And so I love these pictures. This is the Buddha, and there's a great book called Why the Buddha is Smiling. And you can see in one picture it's raining, one it's beautiful weather, one it's snowing, but no matter what, the Buddha is smiling. And so it's the idea of no matter what's happening outside, you can still try to control your emotions and control your response. So you can smile even if things aren't going great. You can find a reason to, and maybe that smile is actually going to cheer you up and make you feel better. So for this study, they took chopsticks and they had people just put it in their mouth. That first picture, the neutral position, where you can see she's not smiling, she just has chopsticks in her mouth. And then the second one is the smile while you've got the chopsticks in the same way. So that's kind of like the fake-ish smile, where it's just some of the mouth muscles. And then the last one they call the Duchenne smile, and that's the real smile. So you can see it's not only her mouth's a little higher up, and her eyes are engaged too. So like Tyra Banks used to say, smizing is like smiling with your eyes. And so you use all your smile muscles, and that's the really, really good smile. So that's not just like the little kid where you say cheese, and they try to do a smile, but it always looks kind of weird and creepy. It's the real smile when you're really happy. And what they did is they had people do these different types of smiles, and then they brought in some stress. So they did two types of stress. Mental stress was they gave them a pop quiz. So they said, all right, hold those chopsticks in your mouth, one of these three ways, and then they gave you a pop quiz. The physical one was they put their hands in ice water, which is a stressful response for your body. And they found that people who were doing the neutral position had more stress than people doing the middle smile, the sort of fake smile, and they had more stress than people doing the Duchenne smile, the real full-on smile. So just smiling while you're doing something unpleasant actually made it less unpleasant for your body and your mind. this was a very interesting study that kind of ties into what some dermatologists do, which is botulinum toxin or Botox. So they took people who had major depressive disorder, depression. They were on at least one antidepressant for at least a month, and a lot of them are actually on 2 antidepressants for at least a month, and they were still having symptoms of depression. And they did Botox to this area between their eyebrows, your sort of frown lines. And they found that their depression got better when they turned off their frown muscles. So it's that same idea of your muscles are sending a message to your brain that if you frown a lot, it's telling your brain we're not happy. And if we stop those muscles from working, you get happier. What's interesting is then another group of people, they did the frown lines and they did their crow's feet, which are smile muscles, and they didn't improve their depression. So if you get your frown lines, you'll be happier, but if you get your crow's feet with them, it cancels out the positive effect. So I always let my residents practice their Botox on me because I'm so generous, but really I get free Botox out of it. And I tell them, no one's ever gonna do my crow's feet. Those are my smile muscles, you're not touching those. You can do frown lines all you want, but you're not touching my crow's feet. I wanna be happy. In this study, they went back to this thing called the baseball register photos, which is every baseball player, because they make baseball cards and you gotta have a picture to put up on the Jumbotron when they come up to bat, takes a picture. And so they went to 1952 and they looked at what is the player doing in their picture. Are they no smile at all, serious face? Are they doing kind of a partial smile, or are they doing a full-on happy smile? And then they looked at, because it was all these players had already passed away because it was from 1952, they looked at how long they lived. And you can see the people who did the real smile lived an average of almost 80 years versus the people with no smile, it was just about 73 years. And they did statistics and it was significantly different. So just that one picture sort of embodied what that person was about. Are they a serious person or are they a smiley person? And the more you smile, the longer you will actually live, which shows you should smile all the time. And then there's been a whole bunch of studies about the benefits of laughter. And so we talked a little bit about smiling. Well, laughter is very similar. Laughter is very good for you. It's healthy. We were talking at lunchtime about how there was a survey about wellness that actually asked, do you laugh every day? And so it's a good idea to laugh every single day of your life. And you can see there's both effects for the body and for the mind. So on the body, you can see it relaxes your muscles, but it also exercises them. I'm sure we've all laughed so hard that your stomach starts to hurt because you're literally getting an ab workout. It improves your breathing, your respiration, your circulation, because it gets the blood flowing better. It drops your stress hormones, which actually helps your immune system work a little bit better. So maybe during COVID, people who laughed more were less likely to get an infection because they had a healthier immune system. It increases your pain tolerance, and it can make your brain actually work better, which I think we've all known. Sometimes when you're stressed out, you're just not yourself, you're not thinking right, but when you're laughing and happy, it's great. And then there's also things that affect the mind. So on the mind side, it can reduce stress, anxiety, tension, make you in a better mood, give you more hope, more energy. It can actually enhance your memory. So they've done studies where they have people do something that makes them laugh and then do memory tests, and they do better at the memory tests because your brain is just working better. It makes you more friendly, more helpful. It makes you just feel better overall, your well-being, and it improves your quality of life. And it actually has been shown to be contagious, which I think we all know. Sometimes somebody else is laughing and you can't help but laugh. At comedy shows, they have people in the crowd to kind of start the laughter going and get people laughing, and you just get in that like laughing mood. So that's where laughter yoga came from. It was invented by Dr. Kataria in India in 1995, and now it's grown so across the world, there are laughter clubs in 100 countries, and there are over 8,000 of them. So people are doing laughter yoga all over the world. We'll go over this a lot more as we actually do the yoga, but it starts with some warm-up. You do some breathing, and that's kind of the yoga piece of it, is the breathing part. There's no stretching, no positions. It's not yoga in that sense, but the breathing piece. And then it's really important, as we'll talk about, to bring in some childlike playfulness, and you do these exercises, and then the eye contact is big. So I'll stress that again when we get ready to do it, because that's where you really connect with other people and have a good time. It's changing on my end, but, oh, did it go now? Oh, yeah, there we go, okay. So again, I'll walk you through this where we'll do this sort of walking or warm-up exercise, then some deep breathing, and then this playfulness. And it's really important that you just like let go of your inhibitions. Don't be embarrassed. You got to think of like little kids. When little kids, they just laugh at things. They don't care if someone is going to think that they're crazy or silly. They just do silly things. And as we grow up, we start to worry about what other people think of us and worry about how we'll look. So you're just going to let that go. We're all going to look silly and a little bit crazy, but it's good for you. It's good for your health. It's good for your brain, and it's going to help. And there's been a bunch of studies on laughter yoga. So it's been demonstrated that laughter yoga can help depression, anxiety, and stress and elevate your mood, which all makes sense. But then more recently, within the last like 8 to 10 years, there's been a lot of studies looking at different problems and how laughter yoga can help. So in a study with diabetes, they showed that people doing laughter yoga had lower blood sugar levels than people who weren't, and they didn't do any kind of diet change or anything else, and they think it was related to the stress hormones, which can also play a role in your blood sugar level. They took people who were on chemotherapy for their cancer, and it was a great population because they come in for an infusion. So when they came in for their chemotherapy, they had one group that just got chemo. The other one came in, and while they were there, they did laughter yoga while getting their infusion. So great opportunity. What else are you doing? Sitting there watching a movie on an iPad, that kind of thing. And they showed that they had lower levels of pain, fatigue, and nausea. And the really interesting thing about the nausea is that, so there was the group that did laughter yoga and the group that didn't. They measured how often they were vomiting, and they also asked them to register their nausea. The laughter yoga group had less nausea, even though they were vomiting just as much as the other group. So the chemo was still triggering them to vomit the same amount, but they just felt better in between the vomiting episodes, which is really interesting that, it didn't stop your body from vomiting, but it helped your brain to just deal with it better. And then in patients on dialysis, again, captive audience. You can go to dialysis and do laughter yoga. They showed that they had lower levels of pain and better sleep quality when they did laughter yoga during their dialysis sessions. And then the last study was on burnout. So it was during the pandemic. They did some laughter yoga with nurses who were working in the ICU. So super, super stressful, super high burnout levels. And they used this nice scale that has all these different elements and showed that they were better and more resilient and able to deal with the stresses of navigating that crazy pandemic and being in the ICU than people who weren't doing laughter yoga. So how can you use all this info for your life? There's a few different ways. You can definitely practice laughter daily. So just make it a practice, and we'll talk about it again on another slide. You can go to laughter yoga. So I'll show you that in just a second. And then if you want, you can also do like I did. I loved it so much, I took the training, and now I lead laughter yoga sessions. And it's a pretty simple training. It was like 6 hours. I did it online. It was really easy and quick and simple. So if this is something where you're like, I love it, I'm totally on board, I'm going for it, you can be just like me and do it. And this is where you do it, Laughter Yoga International, which was started by Dr. Kataria, as you can see. And on their website, you can apply to do the training, or as I point out here, you can find the events that you can go to and laughter yoga clubs. They do some online. I do think in person slightly better, like everything, in person's a little bit better than online because you get to actually be around people and sort of form those bonds, form those relationships. We did a study in our department for another tough skin disease called hidradenitis suppurativa, where we did laughter yoga to see if it would improve quality of life, and it did. The other benefit was it sort of formed like a patient support group. The patients got to, before and after the sessions, talk about things, share things, what works well for you, what doesn't work well for you, how did your disease present. I think everybody here knows it's really powerful to meet other people who have a rare or uncommon disease, and to know you're not the only person. You're not the only one going through this. Other people can relate to you and can know your experience. So that's the other advantage of doing it in person, but that doesn't always work out. So if there's not laughter yoga near you, you can do these online groups and still have fun and do it. And then it's really good, like I said, to start a daily laughter practice. So you can literally, and this was part of our training, was we just laughed for 1 minute per day and we built up. And so you just say you're going to laugh, because the interesting thing, just like fake smiling has all the benefits for your health that real smiling does, fake laughing does too. Your brain doesn't know fake laughter from real laughter. So fake laughter works just as well. So sometimes with laughter yoga, you're faking it. It often ends up becoming real laughing because it's just so silly and absurd that you can't help but laugh. But even if you're just fake laughing. So it's a good thing you can do on your morning commute or afternoon commute. Who cares what people in the other cars think when you're just cracking up in your own car? You can do it on your lunch break. You can do it while you're exercising. You can do it when you're doing anything that's boring, like folding laundry. You can just sit there and make yourself laugh and go, and you just laugh and you get the benefits. And the best benefit is seen when you get at least 20 minutes of laughter a day. And that's where the fake laughing comes in, because even if you watch the most hilarious movie, if you time yourself, you're probably not going to be laughing for 20 minutes of a movie. It's usually like hour and a half, right? You're not going to laugh for a full 20 minutes. So you just fake it and you get the benefits of it. And like I said, it often turns into real laughter. So you can start at a minute and just kind of work your way up. You can split it up, be like, all right, I'm doing, my 10-minute commute to work, I'll be laughing, and then 10 minutes at lunch, and then 10 minutes here. And you can make it a team effort. So bring in friends, family, coworkers, and be like, let's all laugh together. And now comes the fun part. So we get to do some laughter yoga together. I'll walk us through everything. We'll do a little bit of clapping and these warm-up exercises just to get us kind of loose. And then we'll do a little bit of deep breathing, and we'll kind of come back to those a couple times. Then we get to do this childlike playfulness, which I'll introduce. And then these laughter exercises, which are just silly and fun. So it's really good to make eye contact with people when you're doing it. I'll kind of float around a little bit and make eye contact with everybody. That really does take it from fake laughing to real laughing. But even if you're just fake laughing the whole time, you still get the benefits. So it may be good if people cluster up a little bit closer, just so we're kind of close to each other and can make eye contact. So if you want to move a little more toward the middle, totally good. You can stand or sit. Either one's fine. Whatever you're more comfortable with.
These are good tables over here.
Right. Come on in. Don't be afraid. I love it.
Two perfectly good tables here. Everyone can join.
Yes. And don't be afraid to turn around, see people behind you, see people all around you. Like I said, that eye contact is a really big part of it that really helps a lot. Perfect. And you know what? I'll kind of move between here and here. So remember, let go of your inhibitions. No one is going to judge you. We're all going to look really silly, and that's perfect. That's the goal. That's good if you feel silly and look silly. Think of yourself as a little kid, or think of a little child in your life who will just laugh at anything and do whatever they want to do. And then remember, try to make eye contact with people when you're doing it, because that is where you'll feel the connection and you'll just crack up. So the first thing I'll teach you is part of the childlike playfulness is we do something where we go, very good, yay! And we'll do that twice. So when you hear me do it, join in, and then we'll do it twice. And that's also kind of our transition. So when we're in the middle of an exercise, or toward the end of an exercise, we're going to move to the next. You'll see me just go, very good, yay! Very good, yay! Very good, yay! And I have to tell you, the patients who did our laughter yoga study, the residents crack up because every time they come back to clinic and see me, when I walk in the room, they go, very good, yay! And the residents are like, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, oh, it's laughter yoga, don't worry. So like I said, that'll also be our little transition. So if we're all kind of laughing and I feel like it's time to move to the next, you'll see me do it and you just join in and we'll do it 2 times. And then our warm-up is a little bit of clapping. And when you do this clap, your fingertips have the most nerves, so make sure that as you're clapping, your fingertips are hitting each other, because you'll really feel it a little bit more. It engages the body in it, and we just go like this. And we'll just do this for a few minutes until you hear me do the very good, yay. So we go, ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Very good, yay! Very good, very good. Yay! Ah, you guys are pros. I love it. You're so good at it already. Then the yoga-ish piece is our breathing. So what we'll do is we'll take a deep breath in, and as you take a deep breath in, you bring your arms up like this. And then on the exhale, you're going to throw your arms up in the sky, and you're going to laugh the breath out. And you can sway a little bit if you want, and then if you run out of breath, you can take another breath in and keep going. Ready? So we breathe in. One more in. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! And now this is the most fun part because we get to do these laughter exercises, and they're silly and they're absurd, and just lean in and have fun. So I'll start with my favorite one is the zipper mouth. So when you zip your mouth open, you laugh, and when you close it, you stop. So I'll start demonstrating it, and when you're ready, you just join in. And you guys can do your own pace. You don't have to match my zipper. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, yay! And then this one is the volume knob. So you pretend you've got a volume knob either on your chest or on your head or somewhere, and it changes the volume of your laughter. So you can turn it up to be loud, or you can turn it down to be quiet. So again, just join in when you're ready, but you go, very good, yay! Very good, yay! All right, let's do another nice deep breath in. Very good, yay! Very good, yay! Now this one, you pretend you ate some spicy food, and it was spicier than you knew. So it could be soup or noodles, whatever you like to eat. So you take a little bit of the spicy food in, and then you realize it's really spicy, and you're freaking out, but all you can do is laugh. So you just eat some food. Very good, yay! Very good, yay! And I forgot, don't forget to make eye contact with your neighbors too, because that'll really get you going. So don't be afraid. You can even wander around and make eye contact with people if you want to. All right, let's do another deep breath in. Very Right? And I lose control, like even the zipper. Eventually, I just can't stop. So this one is, you got a big bill. Maybe it's your credit card bill, and it's either on your phone or you just open the envelope. And I like this one because it teaches you that, like, uh-oh, something bad happened, but I'm just going to laugh about it. So you get to see the big bill, and you're like, oh, I really overspent, and I don't know how I'm going to pay it, so I'm just going to laugh and go, I don't know how I'm going to pay this. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! This one is, if you guys are old enough or vintage enough, you know what records are. And so this one is the broken record, where if a record has a little scratch in it, it'll just keep playing the same few little seconds of the song. So you just start with a normal laugh, but then at some point you become a broken record and just keep repeating it. So you just start laughing normal, like and sometimes I can't even keep doing it because you start real laughing. So you just start with a laugh and then get broken. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! Oh, now let's get, we breathed out a lot there. Let's get a nice big breath in. And again. Oh, and those belly laughs are the best ones because it has so many muscles. Your smile muscles are telling you you're happy. Your belly muscles are telling you you're happy. Just everything is telling you your brain, everything's great. Release lots of good, peaceful, happy hormones. Oh, it makes you thirsty, though. And then this one, because it's a dermatology conference, we, of course, have to involve a cream. So this is laughter cream, and it's this special new cream, and when you apply it, it just makes you laugh. So you can put it on your arms, your face, whatever you would normally do. So you just open up your laughter cream, you get a little bit out, and you just start rubbing it on, and all of a sudden, very good, very good, yay! Very good, yay! And then this exercise is a little bit of a twist on the breathing in, and it's called a lion breath. So it's similar where we're going to breathe in and bring our arms up, but then when you exhale and laugh, you're going to do your paws like a lion, and you're going to stick your tongue out. And sticking your tongue out when you laugh really engages your belly muscles to laugh. And so you're going to take a deep breath in, Deep breath in. All right, one more. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! Oh, how are we doing on time? 3:02. Ooh, it's a workout, eh? Like my abs, geez. You can all officially skip the gym today. This has been your workout. Oh, I had one. I was inspired this morning by Jenny when she was talking about how she hand sews, but she used to use her sewing machine. I was like, oh, I came up with a new laughter exercise. So this we'll call the sewing machine. And you guys know the sewing machine, when you're running the fabric through, it does like that little noise. So we're going to replace that with laughter. So you kind of like cue up your sewing machine, do all the, I don't know how to sew. So all those things that they do, the bobbin, there's a bobbin, I don't know what that is. So you put the thread and the needle, and then you got it all lined up, and then I think you step on a pedal, right? You step on a pedal and you go, ha, 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 ha. You ready? Very good, very good, yay! Very good, yay! All right, so this one's a little bit of a challenge. You have to, oh, we should do another deep breath. First, we'll do a deep breath. Ready? All right, now the challenge is you have to laugh without smiling. So it looks like this. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 Very good, yay! Very good, yay! Oh gosh, what else? Oh, this is like a triple. So this is where we're gonna blow bubbles and then pop them. So you've got your bubble wand, and we're gonna start with little small bubbles. So for small bubbles, you kind of do little breaths. So you go like, you make all these little bubbles, and then you pop them. And because these ones are small bubbles, they have little tiny laughs to them. So they go, hee hee, hee hee, hee hee, hee. All right, so dip your bubble wand, blow your little tiny bubbles, and then pop them. Now we'll do medium bubbles, so a little more breath, and a medium laugh. And then, of course, the big bubbles. So you got to really blow a big one. And now everybody do whatever size bubble you want at the same time. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, yay! Okay, this one is the laugh roller coaster. So we're gonna go up the hill, and you know it kind of like makes that noise of the chain moving when you go up, but of course it's gonna be a laugh. And then once we go down the hill, you're either gonna throw your hands up or grip the thing, whatever is more comfortable for you, and you're just gonna laugh instead of screaming. So you're kind of going up the hill like ha 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 ha, and then we get to the top and we go down and go very good, yay! Very good, yay! And another deep breath in. Breath in. All right, and then to round us out, I got to start my timer. We're going to laugh for a minute. And you just laugh. All right, ready? And you can take breaths. You can take breaths as you breathe. You can laugh. You can breathe. Don't pass out. You can breathe while you're laughing. Ready? Let's start. Very good, yay! Very good, yay! Oh, you guys did a great job. So that's laughter yoga. You just get together and laugh. Oh. So thank you all. Remember, you can laugh. Just make laughing part of your day, right? Find a time to laugh. If you can, when you're stressed out, just laugh. Like something goes wrong. Like Jenny was saying earlier, she was struggling to get her shoe on because she had a tumor on her foot. You just want to cry. Just instead, just start laughing. It makes you seem a little crazy, but it brings your mood up. So you just go, and you just have more fun, and it's good for your health. So, and it's like I said earlier, a treatment that pretty much works for everybody. You know, it's one of the rare things that has no side effects except for maybe some sore ab muscles, and it can help you and make life better. So thanks, everybody.
So